Hello YouTube, my name is MasterXM1FW and I will be doing a video today, well, my second video ever on YouTube. Put one a couple years back, but who cares about that one. Okay, so I'm gonna try again, just to clear the dust. Alright, well my topic of the day is the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. People are wondering, what does a 14-year-old boy know anything about this that's been going on since the past few decades? It's gonna be a century soon. So I mean, what does a kid know, So I'm actually gonna tell you what I know about this so far. So bear with me if my facts are not correct or not up to date. But other than that, I'm just gonna tell you why this is starting and why we should do something about it. Okay, so who specifically is fighting this? Who specifically is fighting against each other? It's mostly between the Jews and the Arabs. They're just clashing with each other because they don't believe in what they're mostly fighting over land, what they consider holy land. And since they have two religions, they don't really believe in what one other believes in. So this is why they cause collision course. This is why they're colliding so many times and just keep clashing and clashing and clashing. Now, when did this begin? Well, when the Israeli-Palestinian conflict began was dates back to near the end of the 19th century. This is in 1891 when the first Zionist Congress was formed. Excuse me. The Zionist Congress was to benefit the Jewish people. They decided, let's give the Jewish people all of their holy land, just their holy land, not all the land, just the land that they believe that is sacred to their religion, and give it to them. Just have this chunk of land to them. It wasn't all of it. It was just parts. It wasn't like, we're gonna hand over all of this and everyone else is gonna get nothing. No, it was just, we're gonna give you your holy land, the land that you consider holy, all that over there. That's it. They're not gonna do anything else. That's all. A decade later, Khan Hussein corresponded. He was the holy leader of the holy city, Mecca, to the Muslim people. And by then, there was this big war going on, near 1915. Big war that was going on, World War I, okay? And Britain was control of that land right there. And Britain decided, you know what, we're gonna make you independent, okay? We're gonna make you independent. We're not gonna fight you, we're not gonna keep you anymore. You're gonna be independent. Here was the problem. It sounds all great that they're gonna go independent, but here was the problem. Britain did not have the time to discuss regulations, limitations, borders, who's your land and who's not your land. They didn't decide that. They just said, you know what? We don't have time. We have to go fight this war. While you guys deal with it. We can't do this right now. And you know what? I don't really blame Britain. They were fighting a big war by then. And you know what? Nobody can point fingers. But so far, so far, nobody has done anything about this. No, there's no peace been found yet. So, after Britain left, they decided, you know what? This whole thing right here is ours now. Ours, okay? It's ours. The Jewish people did not like that because a decade ago, they were promised their holy land back. Now, where is this happening? A lot of people ask. In Israel. To be more specific, in two major cities, Jerusalem and the city of Mecca. The city of Mecca. So other than that, there's a big problem between these two. I mean, just because they believe that this is their land, it's not really their land. It's not really their land, okay? They can divide it between each other, but they haven't. They haven't decided to talk about peace in a long time. The last time they decided to talk peace was in 2001, and they were going to sign a peace treaty on the White House lawn. President Bill Clinton was going to be present that day. One didn't show up. It seems kind of silly-ish or kind of kiddish for, to relieve peace for the nation for like a long time and not show up. I mean, what was their excuse? Oh, I gotta wash my hair, just gotta wash my hair. I got better things to do. Peace can wait, and I mean, after that, peace treaties have been stalled since then. And, you know, it seems very, 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 you know, very silly for something to happen between two religions. Now, I know it can happen between little kids, but those are little kids. We're talking about men and women, and older men and older women yelling at each other, protesting. And, you know, many of these protests have been going on in the city of Jerusalem and the city of Mecca at the same time. You know, there has been violence, a lot of violence. And you know what? People have not seen that this is happening. And you know what? We can make a difference. We can help out. We can aid either side. We can either make a difference. We can either push our congressmen, or we can talk to our senators and ask them to do something about this. We've done it before. We're doing it right now with the Joseph Kony incident. We're doing that. We can do something else. Joseph Kony has been going on for a long time, and I know that is a major thing going on in Africa. But this has been going on. It's going to be a century. It's going to be a century soon. And if we don't decide to do anything now, what will happen later? It's not going to affect us. I know it's not going to affect us. And if it does, then it was our fault. But if it doesn't affect us, I'm not saying it's fine. We should still do something. But if it is going to affect us, we should do something faster. We should do something now, even if it's going to affect whoever it's going to affect, okay? It could affect Britain. It could affect Africa also. There's a lot of things going on in Africa, and right now, the Middle East, we need to focus on, okay? The Middle East can provide many goods to our nation. If we decide to push our people here in America, if we decide to push them and tell them we need to send forces or aid to that nation, to those nations, to those cities, we need to go help them, we need to resolve peace, we need to send negotiators so they can negotiate peace between these two nations, then we can help them. If we do not do that, this is going to be going on, continuing and continuing for years and years to come. And I do not want to be older and still talking about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict when I talked about it when I'm 14 now. If a 14-year-old can go on YouTube and decide to YouTube about this, then I bet a 35-year-old can mail a letter to their congressman, or go to the White House, or go to whatever, you know, talk to somebody that will help you. If they do not, then I can't really, you know, I'm 14. I can't really say that I know what I'm doing, but you know, if I can make a difference, then we all can make a difference. And you know, I hope people learn from this. You know, it's life is life, and you know what? We should all just get along, one way or another. I don't want to grow up in a world where a horrible world. I don't want to grow up in one of those. Anyways, you're probably wondering why I'm doing this. Yeah, schoolwork, man, high school. But other than that, I actually believe this is something very serious, and you know what? We should push people to talk to congressmen, maybe have congressmen letter their presidents, the senators. You know, we should be able to have the right to know about these stuff. And you know, sometimes Congress does not want to put it out there. The press is sometimes not willing to put out what is going on right now. I am not seeing, it is very hard to find information on any kind of search engine. It's very hard to find information on news websites. I couldn't find anything on the New York Times, the Chicago Times. I couldn't find the Chicago Tribune. I couldn't find anything on there about this. I had to go on special websites. I had to go on like Google. I had to go on like search engines. I have to go on a lot of search engines just to find information from websites that I have never even heard of. And you know what? Maybe we should maybe we should push the press to at least inform us of what's happening. You know, there are some that are informing us, but they're not giving us the full story. Many people do not even know when this began and when is it planning to end. It's 2012. The most recent document I saw was January 30th, 2012. That's a couple of months ago, you know. And if it's still happening, 2012, until 2012, this day, If it's still happening, then you know it's something serious. It's not something that I'm making up. It's not something that the press is making up. It's happening. And we can't really blame anybody. People can blame Britain for not putting regulations on the Muslim people, or people can even blame the Zionist Congress for not notifying Britain, or for not notifying the Mahan Hussein in the holy leader of the holy city of Muslims, Mecca. People can blame them, but you know what? We'll never know. You know, all we know is there are many protests and there are violent attacks between these two religions, and you know what? Maybe we should do something about it. You know, it's not right for anybody to live like they are living. There's a lot of violence, there's a lot of houses being destroyed and stuff. There are many videos on YouTube that I've seen before of what is really happening over there. And you know what? Those videos are very, very scary. They send chills up my spine. And you know what? It's not right. You know, we should be able to speak to anybody we can. And I'm trying to do this because even though it's homework and I'm supposed to do it, I actually want, you know, maybe people to help us. Help, you know, you don't have to donate, but like at least to get the word out so people are aware of what is happening, so people can know what is happening, and so people know what is happening in not in their world but in other people's world. We want people to see through other people's eyes from different parts of the nation, and you know what, from different parts of the world, actually, not the nation, the world. And if we can resolve problems in Africa like Joseph Kony, we can resolve problems in the Middle East using technology. And you know what, I'm using YouTube to find a way so people can see this video and you say, you know what, maybe he's right or maybe he's wrong. I don't, you know, it's your own opinion on what I'm doing. And if you want to say that I'm wrong and that we should do something else and that we can't focus, then it's okay. It's okay. It's your own opinion. I am actually trying to do this so people know what is happening. You know, you guys, people, YouTubers, fellow YouTubers, and people that use Facebook a lot, maybe you guys can do something on Facebook. A lot of people tell me Facebook won't work. You know, I say it might will, because you know what, there are a lot of people on Facebook that are willing to make a difference. And just because you're not one of them doesn't mean everybody's like you. So, you know what? You guys should think about it. I really hope you guys watch this video, talk about what's really going on, and you know, if you guys believe that if I didn't explain everything right, you know, if I didn't explain a lot of things, I left a lot of things out, please feel free to comment below, tell me, you know, what I did wrong and what I did right, or what I didn't do at all. And you know, like, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time, I guess.